So I saw this clip, Ken, and I would love
Okay.
to have a discussion. So let's play this Instagram reel.
In 16 years, your daughter will not be able to buy a house. It will not be affordable for her to buy a house unless you help her. I would argue that it is a better business decision. It is a better financial decision for you to buy a house for her. It's an investment property. It's a rental property. All of the money that comes from that goes into an account, and that is her college, number one. And number two, that house is being paid for by somebody else. So then when she is 22 years old, graduated from college, you can say, here, sweetheart, here is the home that you will never, ever have been able to afford if I had not bought it for you 16 years ago. And I'm telling you right now, that is the best financial decision. Rather than going to 529, whatever that thing is, college fund, that is complete and total bull.
I agree with that.
I'm telling you right now, going ahead and buying a house as an investment, that is the best thing that you can do for your children.
And I'm not selling anything I own because...
No, I wish I'd kept everything I ever bought.
Yeah. Wow. A lot there.
Fascinating.
Boy, she was a bit of a machine gun there.
She knew what she wanted to
All right,
get out
things.
to the world.
Myth number one, first thing she said that's incorrect, and it's just absolute emotional hyperbole, is that your daughter won't be able to buy a house. It won't be affordable.
Oh, yeah. She won't be able to on her own.
That's fear-mongering, and
Yes.
that's kind of playing into this whole, upper class versus lower class. It's a little bit of middle-class warfare because she's making a point. But that's exaggerated, and it's not true. Secondly, what she's prescribing there is most likely... I don't have any other context. Do you know this person?
Nope.
I don't have any other context, but she's probably saying take on debt. So let's say an American family's got a bunch of debt, and then they were to take what she were to say as gospel truth. Now they're going to go get a second mortgage, and under the guise of, well, this is really, really smart. So it's incomplete advice. So there's two things right out of the gate.
Okay, so number one, yes, I'm with you on the fear thing. I'm like, no, that's just not. I mean, I just am not.
Yeah.
I don't agree. Number two, yes, getting on that second mortgage where I'm like, man. Now, if you were to pay cash for it, that's a different discussion. But people think in the real estate.
Most people wouldn't be able to.
And yeah, but people think with real estate, they're like, oh yeah, it's you just buy it and someone else will pay the mortgage and it's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's a part-time job when you have other properties,
and risky.
And risky because what if you don't have anyone to fill it? And then who's going to pay the mortgage? So.
Third thing, the 529 is a wonderful investment vehicle. She makes it out like it's some sort of piece of crap, and they're both like, oh, yeah, no, 529, that's so stupid. Well, if it's not, that's not right. 529 is a wonderful investment vehicle, and it can be used multiple ways. So, again, the poo-pooing what's normal and the fear-mongering here, this is incomplete. However, all right, those are three things I didn't like.
Okay. Give me what you did like, Kenneth.
Here's the caveat. All right. The caveat is if you have no debt, all right, you have no debt the Ramsey way, and you can put a sizable down payment on a home, a future home, and in the context of what she's saying for your child, versus fund their college. I don't think that's foolish, and I only say that to say you have to be financially responsible. Like, this is not stressing you out financially. You can put a huge down payment on it, so you're going, the amount of money I would put towards their college is more than a 20% down payment, and we have no other debt, therefore this is not stressing us out. In that situation, it is a very interesting idea because college has increasingly got more expensive and less relevant. And that is true.
Yes.
So you're giving your kids some options to where they could cash flow their way through college.
With the rent is what she's saying.
That's right. Well, or no, they work, and so you've now given them this long-term investment. You've gifted them this long-term investment. It's interesting. I'm not recommending it or endorsing it.
Right.
But I at least want to be an equal opportunity commenter.
To see both sides.
If you have the financial wherewithal and you're not going into any kind of risk and you're not assuming a very large amount of debt.
Right.
It's not a horrible idea, but the way they set it up is an incomplete narrative.
Yes, that's a great way of putting it. That's fair. Because too, I'm like, when you transfer an asset like a house,
there's a lot of things. You were talking about this earlier.
To a child, I'm like, yeah, you got to. There's like there could be tax implications if you're not careful. All this and the rental income that you make is taxable.
Can't guarantee that.
Like it's just all of this, and I'm like, man, I don't know. It's just. I don't know why. I'm like, it feels like get an UPMA or something. Like start investing in.
This is the nature of social media. People like this can sway people with an incomplete narrative. And what you need to understand is that you're assuming risk, and you can't guarantee that you're going to have renters all the time. There's a lot of things that are at play, versus the 529 can be used in a variety of ways towards qualifying them. So if they don't go to traditional college, they could still use the 529 for a trade school, which now is like,
and can be passed to different children and all that. So but college is a fascinating topic right now, because there's a part of me though that I still am like, that transition from 18 to 21, still having a level of responsibility, still learning and growing, like that. That is I
want to challenge you on
I know, but listen, like that still there is pros to that.
There are.
But my question is, my is like, what is college going to look like in 15 years?
Very
and I am
different.
putting money in a 529.
Very different.
So what is it going to look like?
Well, I don't think
that makes me a little nervous too.
Yeah, I get that. Hey, I got to tell you this. Yesterday, Entre Leadership Master Series happening downtown Nashville. I took a question from a business owner that operate big like backhoes and big giant tractors and things like that on construction sites. They're hiring kids straight out of high school to operate these big machines.
How much?
The kids are loving it. They're making as much as $55,000, $60,000.
That's pretty awesome.
Right out of high school.
Good. Brought to you by the $Every app. Start budgeting for free today.
So my wife and I we're consistently up. Well, now we're up through baby step 4, but we haven't bought our first home yet. So that's kind of the next big ticket thing that we're looking to do. And I feel like our expenses are so high. I just don't know how I'm never going to be able to save enough in Atlanta to be able to purchase a home.
Yeah. So what are you guys making a year?
We make about, between the two of us, about $100,000.
Okay.
And tell me about your expenses, man.
So we pay $2,000 a month for rent. Probably can add another, it depends because it's like usage based, but $400 or $500 for utilities after that.
Mm-hmm.
We do our best with groceries. It's just crazy right now. Probably around $800 a month on food.
Do you have little ones?
No, just my wife and I and our dog.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
26. So, Jim, I'm going to tell you this just because I love you, okay? Just as straight as I can, because I just don't, I think the band of 22-year-olds to 35-year-olds just wasn't told the truth. And that is, y'all are doing everything right. Y'all are working really hard. And y'all can find some other jobs. We can talk about all that kind of stuff. But increasingly across the country, people are running into, I want to live in this city, and there are just not enough houses in this city. So the ones that are available are outrageously expensive. They're very expensive. Yeah. And so there's a reckoning, which is, do we want to be homeowners more than we want to live in this zip code? And that's not, it's a question that none of us, I'm in my 40s. It was never a question I was prepped for. Yeah. But I think the idea of, we have this picture, we got married, we want to live in Atlanta, we want to be Braves fans, God help you. Like, this is where our family, like, this is where we want to build our life. And this ugly person that doesn't care about your wants or desires or dreams, called math, just said it's not going to work. And so y'all have to decide, do we want to live in this city and rent, or do we want to keep working really hard and begin thinking let's move to Kansas, let's move to North Dakota. I'm making up places, but I think there's a reality.
45 minutes outside.
Yeah, or we're gonna have to commute. We have to do some different things. And I think more and more people are banging their head up against mathematical realities, and it's making them insane. And I get it, and it's good to be frustrated. But I think a wiser use of your energy is to begin to go, okay, then what must be true? We want to own a house that's ours. Awesome, I love it. All right, let's get out a map and figure out where across the United States of America we can live and actually afford a house here. It might be Lubbock, Texas. It might be, Highland Park. Who knows? But that's hard to hear. But man, what do y'all do for a living?
So I work from home.
Okay.
I work for a university as an academic advisor.
Okay.
My wife is a shark trainer.
A shark trainer.
Very limited opportunities for her to be able to do.
Wait, a shark trainer, like the shark, like in the ocean, and she trains them?
Yes.
Like at the aquarium, the Atlanta Aquarium?
Yes. Correct.
Your wife is the coolest wife who's ever lived.
I know.
Man, I wanted to be a marine biologist so bad and like do this kind of work.
Man, you took a left turn.
Wow.
She's a shark trainer, dude. Okay,
That's
so
unbelievable.
so you're gonna be living by the coast, right?
Or by an aquarium.
Yeah, so we live in Atlanta because that's where the aquarium is.
Okay. So
How much does she make a year?
She makes about 48.
Okay.
and so you're gonna have to ask yourself the question. I've worked with academic advisors my whole life. Y'all don't make a bunch of money, and y'all do a ton of work too.
I mean, she works with sharks.
And so you're gonna have
on the line.
Yeah, you're gonna have to ask yourself because my guess is she is locked into this thing. That's probably not a job that comes open very often. You move wherever you can get that job. That's her world, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
then you have to ask yourself, is being an academic advisor, is that my future? Or am I using this as a springboard because the university is going to pay for my graduate school so I can go do this thing and do another thing and do another thing? And how quickly can you get on that wagon? Otherwise, y'all are going to be spinning your wheels, man.
Well, I already have my master's.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, but what do you make, 52,000?
I'm sorry?
You make 52,000?
Yeah.
Okay, you can make that as a public school teacher in Atlanta too, and have summers where you can make more money. That's what I'm saying. Like it's about you saying, okay, I had this dream of being a university official. It's not going to, even if I became the head of all academic advising, I'm going to make 80 grand, and that's not going to buy you a house in a cool neighborhood in Atlanta. And so it's you reckoning with, okay, what must be true for my career and my like.
Yeah, and I would say,
dream.
For hers too. I'm like, yeah. I mean, obviously she's gone to school to be, or she's gotten levels of.
Rachel, she's a shark trainer. This thing is
trainer.
not changing, right?
But that's the grown-up question, though, and that reckoning is real for couples all across the country.
It is.
I mean, a guy we talked to last hour, it's like, do I take this kind of pay cut to do the job I want, or do I go and transfer and we move somewhere to make more money to have a different kind of lifestyle? I mean, it's a lifestyle question you guys are asking.
Or I want to be a writer so bad, and now ChatGPT is here, and so my market value just went in half.
Yeah.
And so do I want to keep doing this thing?
Yeah. And I'm not saying just go chase money and your life is going to be okay. It's more fulfilling than that. But you guys will just have to make some hard decisions because the math has to line up. And you're right, to own a home in Atlanta, Georgia, making $100K, it's going to be really hard. And again, maybe you guys start off with not a single family home. Maybe it's a townhouse. Maybe it's a condo, not in the nicest building, right? I mean, there's these other elements of this that you need to look into. But I think that is your next step, Jim. I think home ownership from a financial standpoint is the wisest thing that you guys can do. You guys are out of debt. You have an emergency fund. And for first-time home buyers, we recommend about 5% to put down, and making sure that your payment is no more than 25% of your take-home pay. And so that may take you guys another 2 years to save and get a good down payment to get your monthly payment in a place that you want. I mean, but I think overall, and the beauty is you guys, you don't have kids right now. The world is you guys, and you guys are dual income, no kids, the dinks, and you get to make decisions about your life of, hey, what do we want to do? Is this, and that can change over time. But I think, the math has to work, and that's the hard part of all of this. And it is frustrating. I mean, things do cost more, and and even look at your lifestyle too, Jim. I mean, I would be curious from that perspective. I know groceries are expensive, but $800 for just you guys.
It's a ton of money.
Family of 5 lives off of that, some months.
So I think maybe this is the magic question, Rachel, is what's it worth to you?
Yep.
And you asked that question about your 2 jobs. What's it worth to us?
Yep.
And it's about how we go
Atlanta.
out to eat.
Yep.
It's the town. It is the concerts and the baseball games we go to or don't go to. It's what is all this stuff worth, or being by family, being not, what is all this worth to us? And let that dictate some of your questions.
Yep.
And I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer for anybody on those.
That's a great point.
But math doesn't care how you feel. It just doesn't.
Brought to you by the $Every app. Start budgeting for free today.
I have just filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. I was working 3 jobs, and now I'm down to 2.
Okay.
And I'm about to have my car repossessed.
Oh,
just
my
now
gosh.
got turned on my bills.
Oh.
And I'm really wondering what I should do next.
Did you already file? Has it already been approved?
It's been filed.
Okay. So
And I should know in the next month or next month when it all gets dropped.
All right, how are you doing real quick? Let's just get a quick check on your head and heart. How you holding up?
I'm doing okay. I've just been working 70 plus hours a week trying to work my way out of it.
Oh, man. Okay.
And,
all right. Well, we're going to help. Hang in there. Here's my point. Your life is not over. You can come back from this.
So you filed the proceeding. Can you tell me what the timeline is on this?
So I filed about a month and a half ago. I've had the meeting of creditors, and they said the next step is 90 days after it is filed. I should have the dismissal about everything.
How much was it? Like how much was in the bankruptcy?
So I had about $43,000 in debt. About 33 of it is going to be dismissed from the bankruptcy.
Okay, so that leaves you on the hook for 10?
About 11 with student loans, yes.
Oh yeah, because student loans are not bankruptable. So, man, tell me what caused you to get in a situation where you'd file bankruptcy over $33,000. Tell me more.
Well, I was pending over $1,000 a month between the car payment and insurance. And then I was working a restaurant job at the time that just hit the slow season, started making $300 or $400 in a paycheck instead of $1,000 plus.
Okay.
So where I went for a new job at that point and to get more steady pay.
Yeah.
I actually still work at that restaurant on Saturdays only now.
Okay, and what do you bring in? What do you bring in every month? Because what I'm getting at here is I want to make sure whatever caused this has been rectified. Because otherwise, you'll be here again. And I don't think people realize that. I think sometimes they file bankruptcy and they go, okay, I've solved it. But what I found is people who do it a lot of times have done it more than once. And so I want to make sure we solve that at the root. What are you earning every month now?
Right now, I just now got off a training pay, so it should go up. But I'm making about, I'd say, $4,000 a month between the restaurant and the exterminator job now.
Okay, and that's more than what you were making before?
I was making more during the high times. It just wasn't steady.
Okay, and tell us about your living situation. What's your rent or mortgage?
Rent is $950, utilities included.
Okay, good. That's at a good spot. Yeah, I mean, you're in this now. Tell me again, did you say chapter 7 or chapter 13?
It's chapter 7.
Okay, yeah. So they're just liquidating everything. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're in it. You're not going to be able to stop it. They're going to give you a payment plan. They're going to take whatever they can sell and sell it and pay down this, and then you're going to be on a payment plan basically for the rest. There's
no payment plan with chapter 7. It's just dismissed.
Are they giving you a plan for the student loans, or you're on your own for that?
I'm on my own with that.
Okay. Yeah, so you're $10K in, and so the plan now is let's pay this off as quickly as possible.
The big kicker is the vehicle. Part of the bankruptcy is that I lose the vehicle, and they hadn't taken it yet, but it actually just lost an axle while I was driving it the other day to where it's not usable right now.
Oh my!
I do have a work vehicle for the exterminator job.
Yeah, but you have to use that only for work.
That job.
Are you going to be able to get to the restaurant?
I have a guy who lives in my neighborhood that's been giving me a ride there and back. When I don't have a ride, it's anywhere from $70 to $100 to Uber there and back.
Well, the good news is the $33,000 was dismissed, and so with your $4,000 in a month income, where your rent is right where it should be at around 25%, now you've got margin back. So how quickly can we save up to get something in cash? Because that debt is gone. You, in many ways, you got what you wanted, and that debt was cleared. But now it's at the expense of you completely rebuilding from scratch.
Yeah.
So we cannot, and I can't stress this enough, we cannot do the same actions that caused this. So you cannot go into debt for this vehicle. You've got to figure out what that means. Is it I'm getting a ride from my buddy until I can save up $3,000 to get the most beaterest beater that I can find? Is it I'm Ubering? Is it I'm picking up a third job? Whatever that is, you cannot create the same problems that got you into bankruptcy again.
Create your free $Every budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the $Every app. Start budgeting for free today.
My wife and I are starting over back in baby step number 2, and she feels our budget is too restrictive without any room for fun money. And so my question is, what amount of our income should we budget for while in baby step 2, and how do I get her fully on board without making her feel, quote unquote, controlled?
Why are you starting over?
So in 2023, we took FPU through our church, and we had a really great success with it. Got off all of our debt besides one vehicle, and at the time, our house, we hadn't moved in yet, but we had a house also that was in the future.
Okay.
And so unfortunately what happened was my wife started to kind of feel very controlled. And because she was not able to say yes to things like giving gifts for baby showers and not able to go out to eat for, dinner with friends and stuff. And so she found herself always kind of calling me and being like, well, can we do this thing for $50? And I was like, it's not in the budget. And so then she started to kind of, get mad at me as her, spouse.
So it sounds like you did a budget and told her what to do.
Yeah. What's different this time?
Yeah, well, so ultimately, since then, we've had a baby boy who was born in 2023.
Okay.
And we have another baby that is coming in May, at the end of May.
Cool.
And so we're really excited, yes. But ultimately, I'm freaking out. And I've told her many, many times about this. And I said, listen, we need to do something. And John Deloney said it great. He said, I feel like a gazelle that is anchored down. And that's genuinely how I feel.
Right.
So,
but what changed with your wife? We know how you feel.
Nothing. She's never been on board.
Yeah, it's always been kind of my idea to do this. And she's been supportive at times, of course.
No, she's not.
It's only to a point, right? She doesn't want to feel that
until
sacrifice.
Until she hears the word no, she's supportive. She's not involved at all.
Can you tell us more what the debt is and your income so we can see a clearer picture?
Yeah, the debt's pretty bad. So credit card debt, we have $19,300.
Okay.
Cars, we're at $64,000.
Can you break them down, 1 and 2?
Yeah, yep. Car 1 is $27,000, and car 2 is $37,000.
Okay.
Car 2 is hers, and you bought it since you went through FPU.
Yes, that is correct.
Is it a minivan?
Yes. No,
SUV.
It's a Tesla.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can you tell me what they're worth? What's the $27,000 one worth?
I don't know. I think the $27,000 one is a Hyundai Santa Fe, so it's probably 18 to 20.
Okay.
So
did you have that prior to FPU?
Yes.
Okay.
And the 37, what do you think? It's fairly new.
It's fairly new. It's probably you probably could get 28 for it to 30.
Oh, gosh.
So Hayden, here's the deal. Okay. She's not involved in this at all emotionally. And so you've become her parent, and she doesn't like it when you tell her no, she can't go to the movies. No, I can't do this. Mm-hmm. And you're getting tired of being the parent. So ultimately, you two probably need marriage counseling. You need to sit down with somebody. Not because of FPU and not because of Ramsey stuff, but because you're the only grown-up. Mm-hmm. And you're trying to raise a kid now, and it's freaking you out. And it's good that you were freaked out because you need to address this issue. And so she's because and a part of that goes all the way back to when you all were in Financial Peace University. She went against her will because her husband begged her to, and she loves her husband, and she wanted to try to do what he wanted to do. She went in there and listened, but she did not buy into a different future that you saw. And once she gets the why you're wanting to do this, why you're wanting to do this, why you're freaking out, then the how will change. But until she's in agreement with you about the future vision of where we want to go and why we want to go there, you're going to struggle. And you didn't have the marital chops to defeat a $37,000 car purchase that was absolutely asinine. It's asinine.
Yeah.
And you knew it when you did it, but you went along with it trying to make someone happy by buying them stuff. And it doesn't work, hon. It doesn't work. So if you can't get with her and the two of you say, number one, I'm freaked out, honey. I'm carrying all the stress and all the load of these ridiculous purchases that I have allowed to be made in this house, and I'm freaking out, and I'm not doing it anymore. Number one. Number two, the two of us need to start thinking about what our future looks like in HD and what it's going to take for us to get to that future. If we cannot get aligned on that in the next 10 days, we need to sit down with a marriage counselor, because I'm not going to be your daddy until you know anymore. And I'm not going to participate in a situation where you're whining to your daddy that his budget is too restrictive, because you're imposing this on her, and she's not got any adult ownership in the sacrifice that has to occur for you all to swim on this, because you need to sell her car yesterday. It should have never been purchased. And you guys need to get on beans and rice and beans, and don't talk to me about baby showers when you've got debt up around your neck and you got a 1-year-old. The only baby shower is showering this kid in food and diapers. That's it.
Right.
Your kid, not other people's kids. And don't talk to me about your Instagram life. I couldn't give a crap less about your Instagram life. But that's me being mean and forceful, because that's what I see in your all's lives. You guys have you've got to want a bright future more than you want a false present.
That's right. Yeah. My guess is there's something behind this. I think Dave is right. You go to counseling, you're going to figure out what that is, because there is something stopping her from wanting to go all in on this. And usually we see, Dave, that kids kind of trigger something in you. It's not done that for her. So my guess is there's something deeper in here. And I do think that counseling is going to reveal that. But at the end of the day, like, we're the only ones that can change. You can't make somebody change. So she's got to get onto it.
Yeah. You've been talking about what way too much and not why.
Why?
And you've got to work on that. And then she's going to have to take an adult position in this relationship where we sacrifice together for the greater good of our overall family. Not, I want something. You've got a long life if you don't fix this, dude. This is The Ramsey Show. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.
I have 3 different types of loans. I'm just going to break it down for you. My first loan is $20,525 in credit card debt, and second one is $22,000 in student loans, and the third one is a car loan of $20,211. Those 3 loans are equaling the same amount as my income. So my income is $63,000. And my question in particular is for the credit card debt. I'm about to max out my credit card, and honestly, I'm paying $1,500, $2,000 a month, and it's not getting anywhere because of the interest. And I'm just trying to weigh my options here and see should I not pay and just settle it with the creditor, or should I find another option, especially for the credit card debt?
Is it just one card, or is it several?
Just one card.
Okay.
What do you do?
So I work in the humanitarian sector. I help refugees.
Okay. You work in the humanitarian sector and you help refugees.
Yes, but I work in the finance department.
I see. Okay. All right. How old are you?
I'm 28 years old.
Okay.
It's just you? Or you have kids,
I have a wife and a son.
Wife and a son. What's your wife make?
My wife, she came from overseas, so she only has a high school education, so she's a stay-at-home mom.
Okay. How old's the son?
He's 7 months old.
Okay. So what's been the situation in your life where you can't live on $63,000? Tell us more.
It's mainly stupid mistakes. before I got married, I had no debt besides the student loans, and I had $20,000 in savings. And I think after I got married, especially the wedding in our country is very expensive. The wedding cost me alone $30,000, and then on top of that, diapers and gold for the wife, and just I brought the credit card.
I'm sorry. Did you say gold?
Yeah, I have to buy gold. Yes, that's how you get married overseas.
Okay.
The gold was alone like $10,000.
Okay.
So you got $40,000 that you didn't have to get married. And then you bought a $20,000 car you couldn't afford.
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't think diapers is even on the list here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, so the answer to your question is that when we have financial problems, including when I had them, the problems are not the problem, they're the symptom. And what I'm hearing is you have a tremendous ability to, you really struggle with saying no to anyone.
That's correct.
And so you're going to have to practice that word. No. 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 We don't have the money. No. We're not in Congress. No. I don't care what the culture says. No. I don't have the money. No. I can't do something that I don't have the money to do. No. We can't go over there. No. I don't want to do this. No. I can't be here right now because I'm having to work extra jobs because I didn't say no before.
Correct.
So now you got extra jobs coming and you're going to sell your car, and that's the way you can pay your credit card. So get rid of the car and get you a cheap car and take 3 extra jobs and work your brains out. And by the way, she can do something.
I agree.
And she needs to do something to create some income. Even with, even if it's while the baby's napping, she does something on eBay. I don't care what she does, but she needs to do something to create some income since we've invested $40,000 into her.
You're not wrong,
That was
Dave.
pretty cold.
That was pretty cold, but you're not wrong. That's true. That's worth talking about. Stay-at-home mom. If that's the choice you want to make, that's true. That's fine. But there's something that you can do to earn money, and there's so many great. If you don't want to pay the full cost of daycare, there's great Mom's Day Out programs where it can give you some time back.
7-month-olds sleep a lot.
Yeah, there's
you're
time back.
Open up the computer and start doing something.
Yeah.
While they're sleeping. There's something you can do and earn some money. And, Abdel, you're going to be working more because you need more money, and you're going to be on a really tight budget. You're not going out to eat. You're not going on vacation, and you're selling a car that you shouldn't have bought. And then you can work through this, and you can pay it. No, you don't let your credit cards go and then not pay a bill that you promised to pay when you have the ability to do it. Now, the question is, are you willing to do those things? And that's going to be the $900 answer. That's so interesting to me. I mean, I come from the hillbilly culture, which the noble hillbillies, by the way, which at no point in that culture would anyone have ever paid $10,000 for the opportunity to marry someone. You might have gotten paid $10,000 to get someone out of their house, but you wouldn't have paid for it. So it's so foreign to me. It's so, no pun intended. But I mean, it's obvious it's something that's a big deal in his culture. I'm not
100%.
Not disrespecting that, but I just can't get my head around it because it's not where I come from.
That's right. Yeah, it's a lot of money. That's
$10,000,
$30,000 wedding.
So you're looking at a broke guy who's going to bring your daughter to America and be his wife, and the culture says you have to give $10,000 in gold.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, part of it is, it just goes to show that culturally, no matter what culture, there's things that if you really put some thought into it, you can say, well, that's a little bit backwards, right? Like we've got that in our culture. We talk about it every day.
Yep.
Our culture says, hey, if you need something, go into debt to get it. You want an education, get a student loan. You want a car, get a car note. And it takes a moment to, like you said, you have to look at that and go, does that really make sense for me or really for anybody? And it's a head scratcher. And then you say, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. I'm not going to be normal.
I'm not going to be normal. But this is a cautionary tale, I think, of how, what seems like a small amount of debt, in quotes, $20,000. I can handle that. And then you do another $20,000. I can handle that in a car loan. And then $20,000 in student loans. That's not that bad.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, like you said, it's the exact amount of your income.
It's scary to me how fast he went from having some money and no debt all the way to having no money and a bunch of debt. And it all centered around not saying no to something.
Yeah.
Or not questioning the protocols.
That's right.
That are put in front of you. And I don't know that you can. I'm not sure how this goes. I really don't know what he's facing on that because I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But it still has to do with no, can't do that.
Yeah, you can afford what you can afford.
Yeah, don't have the money. Create your free every dollar budget today. The simplest way to budget for your life.
Good, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Hey, so real fast, I'll give you a backstory of where I'm at today. April of 22, my wife and I got married. Before we got married, I had about $30,000 in my bank account. She had $5,000 student loan and $17,000 car note. Pretty much as soon as we got married, paid that off, got that out of the way, took care of. We then rented an apartment for a year and decided we were going to stay there until we had enough money to put a good down payment on a house. Unfortunately, after that year, we had an opportunity present itself to buy a home from a family friend at a pretty well discounted price, well below what the home value was. We knew that it was too much house for us. It was a 4,200 square feet house. $315,000 is what we paid for it. First time home buyer, so we didn't have any money to put down. 0% down is what we got. 6.25% interest rate. We knew it was going to be a lot, but we tried anyway. We lived there up until November of this past year, barely making it, living paycheck to paycheck, struggling. Our marriage was struggling. We just decided we can't do this anymore if we want this to work, and we do. So we ended up putting the house up for sale, sold the house in 7 days for $415,000, so $100,000 more than we gave for it in March. After realtor fees, et cetera, we walked away with $77,000. Within the time that we lived in the home, we accumulated $10,000 worth of credit card debt, updating the home. It was built in 2002, so it was very outdated. And to try to get that home value up even more to sell it, we put $10,000 on a credit card via, furniture for us, and then fencing and new flooring, et cetera. Today, I have right at $50,000 in the bank, $22,000 of that 77. I bought my wife a car. We just found out on Christmas Day that she's pregnant and due her first baby. I'm 26, she's 25. I have a car note for $37,500 what I owe on it. So now we have 3 vehicles. 2 are paid off. 1 truck that I have is not paid off. $37,500 what I owe on it. The reason I have
what are
truck,
you smoking that you go buy a $37,000 car after you just sold a house because you couldn't breathe?
No, it was $22,000 is what I paid for her car. I already had the $37,000 car loan before.
What do you guys make a year?
$130 together.
Good Lord. Okay.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've had the.
All right. What can I do to help?
You got a
What can
Willy
we do to
Wonka
help
ticket, dude, and you blew your nose in it. That's what you did, man.
What can you? You got $50,000 in the bank? After you sell both cars and pay your capital gains, you're probably even.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how much the capital gain percentage is.
It's not a capital gain. It's ordinary income because you didn't even hold the house a year. So it's a 35% tax on the actual gain, and the gain is not $415. The gain is after sales expenses, and you probably did some capital improvements on that credit card debt that you can deduct as well. So you probably have a $70,000 gain at 35%. Probably got a $20,000 tax bill. You need to sit down with the tax person and figure out what that is, but it's probably right around there. And you have cars you can't afford, and you went and bought another one.
Right.
Go sell both of them.
Okay, and
you're not going to, are you?
No, I will. I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is, we live an hour from work, both of us. Well, we live rent free now on her grandparents' estate. Unfortunately, they passed away. They had a house here they didn't want to sell, so we're living here rent free.
So what? Does that mean you have to be stupid with cars?
No, it doesn't.
Rent free doesn't describe stupid cars.
Right. So we're just trying to decide, should I sell my truck?
Yes.
And,
Yes.
Okay.
You should sell the car you just bought her.
Okay.
Y'all are broke people, man.
Yeah.
You're broke. You make $130,000 a year, and you've made a series of bad financial decisions that have caused you to be broke. The best way to do it is go back to the last time you were standing on solid ground, which is when you had a couple of junky cars that were paid for.
And $100,000 cash in the bank.
Yeah, that was a while back. But let's get rid of both of these. Get the best car you can get for cash. And figure out what your capital gains are. So the $22,000 car you bought her, did you use the $50,000 cash to do that, or did you go get a loan on that?
No. We had $77,000 in the bank.
Oh, so now you got $50,000 after buying that car. So that car is paid for.
Yeah, we have 2 cars that are paid for, and one truck. My truck is not.
Okay.
So both of our cars are paid for.
Oh, good. Then just get rid of the truck. Get rid of the truck and pay the capital gains.
Right. That was my main question.
Yeah. Okay, I'm caught up with you now. Yeah. But, dude, you got to quit buying crap. You don't go buy a $22,000 car when you walk out of this disaster you just came from.
It literally, it's the exact conversation you just had about breaking the cycle. We can't breathe. We got to sell this house. We sold the house. Hey, we got some money.
Let's go buy a car.
Let's buy a car.
Let's get pregnant and then buy another car.
And it's like, I can't breathe again. Well, what are we going to do now? We got to sell the car and do this and do this. Hey, we got some more money. Let's go get a...
Yeah. It's like, thank God it's Friday. Oh, God, it's Monday.
We're in this rent-free house. Well, it's got to have new floors and a new roof and a new this. Let's put on the credit card. We'll just pay it off later. We don't even have a house payment.
I think you could be debt-free if you sell the truck and pay your capital gains and pay off the credit card and chop them up. And then you're going to have to make a decision to never do the stupid crap you've been doing for the past 3 years. You have to do... when I went broke, Logan, I was your age. And I had to sit down and do an autopsy, a CSI on Dave. And I looked at all the stupid butt stuff Dave was doing and had to go, if you want to live like this, you can keep doing the stupid butt stuff. Or I can stop doing the stupid butt stuff and have a better life. And that's why I'm yelling at you, because I love you. I want you to win, dude. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.
A lot of people have been worrying about inflation incessantly. It's America's biggest problem right now. Inflation's at about 7%. Highest it's been in many, many years, and people are feeling the pinch. This is a real thing. If you've been to the gas pump, you've been to the grocery store, you've been to Chipotle, you're like, why is my chicken bowl now $10? I didn't even get the guac, John. I didn't get the guac.
I would have been another $11.
This is insane. And so I've been digging into just kind of helpful ways. I like to call them hacks. You hate the word hacks because they're not hacks. It takes a little bit of work. It takes a little bit of research, know-how, time, effort, energy. So hacks just make me feel like it's easy, even though it's not.
That's a very millennial approach. I accept.
That is where we stand.
I accept.
So I wanted to give the people out there some tips, especially around grocery shopping, because the stats are showing us people are spending, it used to be $292 a month. Now it's $350 a month.
Yeah.
On groceries. And so there's some ways that I've been living this way before it was cool. I was the original hipster when it came to frugality. And so there's a lot of ways people are overspending when it comes to groceries. Eating out is a whole other thing, right, when it comes to that. Meat, really expensive right now. I'm not going to tell people to go eat tofu because we live in a society, John.
Because we don't hate children.
This used to be a real country. I'm not eating that stuff. But here's the thing. One of the biggest ways people overspend is, like we talk about college choice as one of the biggest ways to make college affordable. Grocery store choice. Man, that's a game changer. Some of y'all shopping at Whole Foods or Whole Paycheck, whatever you want to call it. That's a budget buster right now. Maybe we try out Aldi. No, it's not the fanciest store. You got to put the quarter in the cart. It's very old-timey and fun.
You have to put a quarter in the cart?
You have to put a quarter to get the cart, and then you get the quarter back when you put the cart back.
Oh, just in case you're going to rip them off.
It's an efficiency thing. No, it's an efficiency thing. They don't have to have a cart person. Okay. You are the cart person.
You are the cart person.
They charge you, 10 cents for a bag. They save some money that way.
Yep.
Anyways, you can get some great prices there to get all your necessities. I'm a big fan of Trader Joe's. If you have one in your area, I can fill up a whole little buggy at Trader Joe's and spend less than $100. You can have a shopping spree, and it's a great deal. But another thing people need to do is buy generic. And this is offensive to some people. Because they go, don't take away my Oreos.
Absolutely offended right now.
You're like...
do you want me to get sugar rounds?
You want me to get the far out Fruities instead of Fruity Pebbles?
That's exactly right.
But here's the truth, John. Most of those products are made in the same factories on the same lines with the same ingredients.
You can buy look next to the Cheerios, and you buy just the cellophane bag of Oat-O's, right?
You know, it comes in the bag, you get worried. It has to be in a box.
That's right. It feels a little less secure and stable.
I will say milk in a bag is disconcerting.
Not going to have it.
I just want it in a carton. But that's a big way people can save is going generic. I know there's some deal breakers there. Like toilet paper, I'm going name brand. I'm sorry, I have trust issues.
Deodorant? I'm not hedging on that one.
You're not going with the Dollar General branded?
I am a snob when it comes to deodorant.
You smell great.
I appreciate that.
It's working.
Thank you.
Another thing to do is buy things in bulk that you naturally would eat a lot of, right? So buying a huge bag of rice from Costco, that could be a great deal. That's going to feed your family for a long time. But people assume that buying in bulk means a better deal. And the truth is it doesn't. Here's what I want you to do. It's a quick, fun little math experiment. You take your phone out when you're at the grocery store, divide the price by the ounces. And
well, now you're asking people to do work, George, and I just want to go to the grocery store.
They're not really hacks, are they, John?
Sounds like you're making me do math.
Yes, but that math is going to make your life better because you're not going to feel inflation as much.
I have a 6th grade son, and he's working through math, and he asked the other day, when am I ever going to use this? And now you're telling him in the grocery store?
Yep. I'm telling Hank, buddy, there's hope for you.
There is
you
hope
will
for
use this.
I think that's disconcerting.
Not the Pythagorean theorem, but just basic math. So do the math on those ounces. Don't assume it's a good deal because it's at the wholesale club and you're buying it in bulk. That's a big one. And there's this new thing called shrinkflation that is driving me crazy personally. So if your breakfast bars used to be 1.5 ounces.
Oh, yes. Is that what it's called?
Yes. Now they're charging the same price, but they shrunk it down to 1 ounce instead of 1.5 ounces.
I opened a bag of something recently, and I thought it was all air. I had to look in and say, what happened to it?
You thought you grew.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm the big friendly giant, like the BFG. What has happened? So it's called shrinkflation?
Shrinkflation. It's a real thing. Yeah, and companies are doing this to save money without changing their price. Because if you go, well, my breakfast bars were, I like Lara bars. We like those. We eat those. And you go, well, it used to be $5. Well, now Lara bars shrunk the ounces and charge the same $5 so that you never notice. You're none the wiser, John.
You're just a little more hungry.
This is how they get you.
They got me.
So there's a lot of ways. Obviously, meal planning, but let me tell you, meal planning's a lot for a lot of people. It just feels too aggressive. So I like to say start with foods that you enjoy, that you're willing to eat, because if you're not willing to eat it, you know what happens? It goes in the trash. And that's how inflation really gets you. You don't even eat the stuff you bought because you thought you were going to be in the mood for kale salad. Classic scenario.
Nobody's in the mood for kale salad.
And then you go, we're getting pizza tonight.
That's right. Well, I think it's important to also say, and I know this, people are going to roll their eyes and say, oh my gosh, you're giving leftovers are a thing, and don't be above leftovers.
I'm a big fan of leftovers.
I am too. They're huge in our house, but I know that can be offensive to say that.
And if you hate leftovers, become a better cook, and then you'll like leftovers. It's amazing how that works.
Shots fired.
Yep. Coming at you, America.
And there's a whole bunch of folks out here from Chick-fil-A. You guys have done a great job keeping the prices down, so way to go, guys.
Big fan of Chick-fil-A. I've got my own Chick-fil-A hacks that I'll share at another time, but I like to go budget-friendly. My wife does not. Her meal somehow is like $48 at Chick-fil-A. Mine's like $4. I'm getting the kids' meal.
Oh, I did go with you one time.
I'm swapping the toy for the ice cream, right? They understand.
Yeah. No, I was with you that one time.
Yeah. John saw me order a kid's meal, and I was in the car with him, and they thought I was his child.
Yeah, exactly. They thought, man, don't see a lot of middle schoolers with a full beard, but we'll go with it.
Here's what it comes down to. Do a little bit of math to figure out what is this meal actually costing me. Is it costing me $20 per person? Because that's not a good way to fight inflation. Right. But if I can get it down to, $3, $4, $5, that's a great deal.
And let's just call it out. Like we laugh, joke, we joke, and we have a good time. I know that there are people who are really hurting with the food prices.
Oh, absolutely.
They're hard, man.
Yeah.
And things were already compressed and tough and tight, and millions of people looking for jobs, trying to move jobs. This is a messy time, man. And so I just want to acknowledge it. Sometimes there's moments, when you work in people's mental health and you work people's money, like I don't have an instant solution for you other than to say, I'm sitting here with you and I'm sorry.
And that's my solution is let's get creative and let's make it kind of fun.
Yeah,
and at least then it takes a little bit of that sting away, and you feel like, man, this kind of what other areas can we do this in? Another one is gas. That's another thing people are worried about. And I use an app called Gas Buddy. They're not a sponsor, but if you're listening, awesome app that shows me the cheapest gas in my area, and usually it's the wholesale clubs.
Huh? I didn't know that.
Sam's or Costco. Yeah. And so those are great ways to just do a little bit of math. But don't go to the gas station 48 miles away to save 2 cents a gallon.
That's right.
Also do the math on that and go, that's not worth it. I'm saving 20 cents to go an extra 20 miles.
Yeah.
Don't do that either.
Very cool.
Or stop driving. That's a good way to do it too.
Carpool.
I'm a big fan of that. A lot of people that work here at Ramsey in my neighborhood, and sometimes I'll just hitch a ride.
That to me is where I like that. I like to see communities come together and say, we got some local challenges. What are some local solutions to some of these challenges? We're going to have people over once a month. Back in when I had a group of friends, we had an event called Rotisserie where we just rotated. That's the cheesiest name ever, I know. But we would just have once a week, everybody would take their leftovers out and bring them over. And there'd be half a bottle of wine and
potluck.
it was an old school potluck. And we just rotated houses. The rules were no one cleans up. We're not. Like if there's laundry on the floor, there's laundry on the floor. We want to hang out, and we're going to clean our fridges out. And these are folks that were way better off financially than me. It wasn't about necessity at that point. It was just about community.
Yeah.
And it turned into something that was great when it financially for us all too, right?
Yeah. And this will all blow over. So we're not saying this is your new life and that you have to shop at this new store and you have to get gas over. This is just to help you guys out during this time so that you have a little bit more margin in your budget. And that's why we teach the baby steps, by the way, because if you're in debt, inflation is hitting you a lot harder than when you've got 3 to 6 months of expenses sitting in a savings account. Yeah. You've got no one. You don't owe anyone anything. Whew, you can sleep at night, not worrying about the extra 20 cents at the pump.
And this is going to blow over. Inflation will regulate back down. They'll do something else. But don't let intentionality go by the wayside.
Yeah.
I love the idea, even if it's for a few cents here, a quarter here, a couple dollars here.
It adds up.
Be intentional. Let this be the moment you say, I'm going to start being intentional with how I spend my money, whether it's on a bag of rice or for a car or for a home or anything in between.
So I'm familiar with the baby steps. I try to be a good steward of them, but I seem to continuously sabotage myself. So I just need to know, how can I be more diligent in, I guess, following them?
How do you sabotage yourself?
I make that budget. I am on it every day, checking, making sure I'm tracking my expenses. And then one of the family members that I have a need, or I personally will be like, well, I guess I can go out of town and go and do that. And so then I have to recalculate everything. And then I push my...
So you're getting stuck on the meticulous numbers, and one thing throws a wrench in the plans, and you go, oh my gosh, I failed again.
Oh, no, I think it's deeper than that. I think the budget's like it's like a toy. It's like something. It's just something for you to fiddle with. It's almost like a fidget spinner. But your real identity is, if any family member calls for any reason, I'm the hero and I'll save that. Or I'm only going to live once, and so I'm just going to go do whatever I want to do. I'm going to take care of right now me and forget about next year Marine.
I guess well, if the family calls and they need something, I'm going to cut from my budget line that I have assigned for me. I mean, mind you, it's like minimal for my personal expenses for the month. But
why are you putting your oxygen mask on them before you? You're not in a place to be giving right now.
When you say family, are these your children? Is this a spouse? Who's calling you up going, hey, we need to spend this?
Yeah, adult children.
Ah, how old are we talking?
30.
Oh boy.
Marine.
I can count on 0 fingers how many times I have called my parents for money since I was, 20 years old. So this seems to be, there's a systemic problem where they go, well, mom is going to be sweet and send us some money because we're struggling. What do they need at 30 that something they can't provide for themselves?
Well, I'm providing quite a bit for them already.
Why?
That they live
Wait, why? Marine, what do you feel guilty about?
It just seems difficult for them to make that step into independence.
It does because their mom won't let them go.
I wouldn't leave either. This sounds like a brilliant plan. I get to live at home for free. Mom pays for all my expenses.
And then when I run out of money, I call mom, and she cuts herself off at the knees to keep my restaurant budget going.
Okay. Well, I have made some stuff.
Listen, she's like, all right, I'm done with you two.
Yeah, you need some problems. Yeah, you need some problems is what I've heard and listened to. And so I implemented, like, okay, you've got to pay me rent. And so, apartment 1, you give me $300, and apartment 2, you give me $750 is what I tell them, and it doesn't come with any concierge services. So I'm trying to like implement those steps.
How old are you, Maureen?
I'm 48.
What are your financial goals?
To be debt free.
So you still have debt?
Mortgage as soon as possible.
Okay, so you have consumer debt.
I have $15,000. I have $15,000 in debt. Yes, and I have $187,000 on my mortgage.
Okay,
hold on. I just got. Sorry, George. No concierge service, as though you'll show them.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
That I'm going to check the mail for them. I'm not going to go run and grab food for them on my way home.
How would that even be in your mind that you had to say that out loud? They're 30.
Because that's what they asked for.
I think we need a hard boundary conversation to say, listen, I love you guys, and I have loved you too hard, and I have stunted your growth, and that part is on me. But there's a part that's your responsibility, and that is going to live your freaking life. So you have 6 months to get a plan and get out of this house and find an apartment. And if you need 7 roommates and a third job, I'm just saying we need a game plan to get out.
Maureen, have you ever gone to a gym and worked out?
Yes, I hate it.
Okay.
Yes, I have.
Here's what you're doing for your kids. They're going to the gym, and they're looking at you saying, Mom, I've got to get stronger. I've got to. I can't live my life like this. I got to get stronger. And you said, okay, I'll go with you. And you walk into the gym, and when they lay down on the bench to lift some weights, you run over there and take all the weight off the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And they push the bar up with no weight on it, and they're now 30, and they're wondering why they can't navigate the world. They're not strong enough. And it's because you keep using them to make yourself feel like you're being a good mom. And that's not their job. Why do you feel this need to keep... There's got to be some guilt you're trying to wipe. I don't know. What are you trying to solve or accomplish by giving 30-year-olds this much support and care? Do they have special needs, or they just don't want to work? Or what's the deal?
No. Yeah, they're working. He just finished school, and he took a pause for a bit, and then his fiance is finishing going back to school, and I told them a few months back when I gave them their rent notice that they were going to have to start paying rent that, let's revisit this in June, because if it's working until June, and then, then we'll see where we go from there. But if it's not working, then...
How far below is $300? How far below is that market rent?
Oh, gosh. I mean, that's nothing.
Exactly.
And that's for the youngest one who will pay me whatever I want. And this is the thing. I tell them, I don't need your money. I just need you to do your thing.
But they need your money.
They need your money.
Focus on me. Yeah.
So my word, there's a lot of problems here. Number one is that you haven't put your own mask on first. You're going to remain broke while sacrificing for your kids that can't start their adult life. So that's problem number one. And the other problem here is that their growth will continue to be stunted as long as they still have this sweet scenario. And so your job is not to be cruel, but to be honest on both sides and say, I haven't done a great job of doing this. You guys need to step it up. I'm going to give you 3 months to find a place to live, and I will help you leave gracefully. You don't need to kick them out on the street and evict them, but this is a problem that's gone on far too long. I literally thought you were calling to be like, my 8-year-old needs saxophone reeds for band.
Yeah,
this is a 30-year-old grown adult.
Or a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
Or someone about to be married.
My youngest is married, and this is where I say I self-sabotage myself, right? I have my plan. My youngest is married, and I said, well, instead of you guys, carrying that burden of finishing nursing school one semester, why don't you just stay here for a year, and then after that, then go ahead and get your own place. And they're looking to buy, but that's going to take them at least another 6 months.
They need to rent.
They've been saving.
They can go sign a 6-month lease.
Tell them this.
And get used to paying their own bills.
I want to be your mom and not your landlord. I want to be your mom and not your bank. And I can't do both. And if they choose, well, we wanted you to be our bank, then y'all need to have that conversation. But I
Can I ask a hard question, Maureen? What happened to Dad?
Sure. Oh, that's a whole other call.
But I think a lot of this stems from the fact...
Yeah, no, he's there. He's here. He's here, but...
Is he?
I don't...
Because it sounds
He
like
is.
you've taken on the brunt of all of this, and maybe part of it is because of what's happening with Dad, and you feel like you need to be the savior and hold this family together.
Well, no, he's here. We're married. I just financially don't do anything with him. I do nothing financially with him.
That seems to be part of
We
this
can't
problem.
Align.
I would start
we can't
there.
Align. Yeah.
And I wonder if you're trying to buy a continued relationship with your kids. And you want to ask about why you can't keep a budget? Because you got a lot of stuff going on.
The budget's not the problem, Maureen. We have to have a lot of hard conversations really soon.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Hey, I want to circle back for a second because kids' activities, John, is one of the things that is a budget buster in our world. And sometimes I get roundly and wrongly criticized by saying no children should ever have any activity. Dave Ramsey's too cheap. You should never, if you're following Dave Ramsey plan, you should never have a child in any kind of extracurricular activity that costs money ever under any circumstances. That's just not true. Right. I do not say that. I've never said that ever in 30 years of doing this. What I have attempted to do is what we do in the Ramsey household is to use some common sense when it comes to kids' activities. If Little League baseball is funded, but the college fund isn't, ding, ding, wrong. Right. Well, he might play college on a scholarship. He might not, too. She might not, too.
Statistically speaking, probably won't.
Very statistically speaking. And if they go to college, the chances that they play pro are 1% of the NCAA athletes go pro. 1 freaking %.
So how do we translate that statistics? Probably not your kid.
Not your kid.
Probably not your kid.
Not your kid.
Right.
So, let's think this through then. What are extracurricular activities for? Our piano lessons, dance lessons, Little League sports of all kinds, cheerleading competitions and lessons. Nothing evil inherently about any of them, but like so many things, when they go to an extreme and they violate common sense, many times it's more about the adults than the kids, and you bust your budget doing it.
Yeah, man, I've got a whole section in this new book about that, about over the last 25, 30 years, there's this weird switch. Kids used to be furniture or pets at best, right? I've got to make sure we run this household. And over the last 25, 30 years, they've turned into the epicenter of the household. And
in the name of nurturing.
It started out in the name of nurturing, and it's become in the name of propping up my ego because I'm not happy at work. I'm not happy in my marriage. I'm not happy. I'm disconnected from a church, my community. But if you find yourself waking up thinking about Little League baseball plays, you probably got a problem. If you wake up thinking,
if you're an adult,
I'm going to pitch this guy in this weekend, or okay, if my daughter can pull this trick off, then she can get this and that. We've gone way overboard, man, and we've taken the fun.
The way that the parents treat the referees tell you that
it's bananas. I've got friends who are, I worked in college. I got friends who are trainers in college, in universities across the country, telling me they've got athletes who are 18 coming with overuse joint injuries in their shoulders, knees, and hips that they see in elderly populations because these kids from age 4 are getting personalized coaches and specialized this, and you're only going to play this, and you're playing year-round, not doing other sports, not just running and playing and being a kid. There's so much psychology about the importance of just let your kids play. It's how they figure stuff out. It's how they stretch their imagination. They develop neural connections. All that stuff happens. But, man, when they feel like they're in a job, a kid cannot prop up and hold up. And I'm getting fired up about this. I'm sorry. They do not have the strength to hold up a mom or a dad's self-esteem. They do not have the strength to hold up a home. And the number of calls I get on my show about a dad yelling at a kid for his athletic performance, or all of that stuff breeds insanity. Stop it, man. Let your kids play.
And your treasure's where your heart is. So
always.
What if you see that you're spending so much on this that it feels out of whack? You know why it feels that way? Because it's probably out of whack.
Right.
It's probably out of control.
That's right.
Now, our kids did cheerleading and took
cheerleading coaching a little
my
bit.
kids play,
a little bit, and my kids played rec sports of all kinds. I talked about Daniel playing hockey a minute ago. We spend money on other things around that kind of a thing, but we were under no illusion that our child was going to make a living cheerleading.
And I'm under every illusion that if I feel my blood pressure boiling over the performance of a 9-year-old, the problem is not the 9-year-old, the problem is me.
You know, it's one of the reasons I dropped my UT tickets, because my blood pressure was boiling over someone else's 18-year-old.
Over teenagers.
These are teenagers with 120,000 people threatening to kill them.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Over the use of a pigskin.
Yeah, that's right.
And
a
I
game.
thought, you know what? I've lost my rabid mind.
I'm with you.
And I'm a football fan, but I spent $1 bazillion to go watch the game to be angry.
You're right.
And I thought, I'm just stupid.
Or the opposite, to have my week fulfilled because a group of teenagers rallied up and won a game.
Yeah.
And if you're a Tennessee fan, that never happens. Right?
Now, careful. Now, see what you did. Yeah, I see what you did there.
But yeah, we and again, my kids
so
play
again,
sports.
Is travel sports illegal?
No.
Is sports illegal? No. Is spending money on violin lessons? No. Music is great. Music is good for the brain development.
That's right. I spend money on that stuff for my kids. Yeah.
And that's fine. But my wife took piano lessons. And get this, you might be a hillbilly if harmonica lessons.
There you
okay. So, and we have the harmonica. So we have used it a time or two in some family jokes beyond belief, but giving her a hard time. But she could play neither.
Yeah.
Now, neither.
But she can deal with you, and I think all the lessons she got growing up all came together for a purpose. God doesn't waste anything, Dave.
Nothing wasted in God's economy.
Nothing's wasted.
Oh, touche. So, I mean, that's the thing. So,
let me. Yeah.
So, here's the thing: if you are advancing their maturity, their ability to move into adulthood, fine. But if they're playing for you, which you can tell that with some of the symptoms you laid out, that's a problem. And one of the ways you can tell that is the money will tell you, because the money gets out of control.
Right.
What you're freaking spending on the travel, on the lessons, on the specialization, relative to your overall budget.
That's right.
Now, again, if you got $20 million and you want to spend $100,000 on your kid to go do whatever, that's fine.
That's
right. Fine.
That's right.
But even that, you got to look at it and go, this is a kid. I just dropped $100K on a sport they're never going to use. Or on a music lesson they're really not going to develop into.
A lot of parents have stopped asking their kids, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? One of my worst parenting moments that has become one of my favorite, I would come home. I was exhausted when I was a dean of students. I would plop on the couch and I would watch the Astros game. And I would try to, instead of going out and playing ball with my son, I tried to get him to watch it with me. Going out and being with him, I'd say, hey, let's watch together. And then one day he said, hey, Dad, this is just 6-year-old innocence, said, hey, Dad, do you love me as much as the Astros? And that's when we turned it off and canceled it. And then this is just a few weeks ago, he came and said, called a family meeting. I thought, oh, no, what has happened? Oh, he's 12. He's going to be saying, hey, Mom, Dad, we need to talk. But he said, I don't know how y'all are going to feel about this, but I'm interested in not playing Sport X this year. I would love to try out for the school play. I've never been prouder of a 12-year-old, which tells us we redeemed that and said, give him some language. What are some things you're interested in? Let's try stuff. Let's expand it. We're not going to – no one's handing out scholarships for 12-year-olds. Let's let these kids go back to playing, and let's let us do the hard work of getting our identity in other places, man.
I wish it was not true, but they are giving out scholarships for 12 years.
They probably,
but they shouldn't be.
That's right.
Yeah, we're getting there. But the thing is this, guys, you need to money in your life, where you're putting it and the ratios on where you're putting it will speak to you as a symptom of an underlying problem.
And where you feel anger is also a symptom. It's an
underlying problem.
That's right. It's a signal.
Yeah. Or great fear or anxiety.
That's right.
Also, same thing. This is Common Sense. We teach you deep ideas, like living on less than you make. A concept Congress can't grasp. Getting out of debt. When you don't have any payments, you have a lot of peace in your life. You know what else you have? Money. Because otherwise you're sending it all to the stupid bank. You save money for emergencies first. You need a grandma's rainy day fund because it is going to rain. Grandma knew that. You need to save and invest for your kids' college and your retirement. And you need to just plain old build wealth. You need to be outrageously generous. For those of us that are evangelical Christians, the baseline starting point of that is your tithe at your local church. Beyond that, though, you catch somebody parking your car and you give them a nice tip. I pulled up the other day in front of a nice restaurant, and this guy in a freaking $100,000 Range Rover gives a guy $5 to park his car. I mean, there's just something wrong with that transaction in my mind. Here's the keys to my $100,000 vehicle, and here's $5 to say thank you. I just don't I drive a nice car, so I give him $20. You know what? The weird thing is, the car's sitting right there when I come out. It's the most amazing thing. Yeah. And, you know, but those guys are out there in the heat and the cold and the rain. Those gals, I mean, they're running up and down, and I'm not going to run up and down. That's why I got them there. Got somebody waiting your table. How long has it been since you carried 100 pounds worth of dirty dishes on a tray over your head? That'll give you a backache. How about doing it all day? Leave somebody a tip. That's giving, by the way, in case you didn't know. I don't know if they earned it. Oh, shut up, you tightwad. And you wonder why you're broke, because you're tight. Now, be outrageously generous. It's a sign of people who are winning with money. Generous people are highly attractive people. Everybody wants to be around them. Not because they want their money, but just because they're people that smile. You ever notice that selfish people never smile? They look like they were weaned on a pickle. Outrageous generosity and gratitude. Contentment, staying out of debt, living on less than you make, saving money for emergencies and to change your family tree. These are the hallmarks of people who win with money. They're the ones that are on a plan. The dreaded B word, a budget. If you worked for a company called You Incorporated and your job was to manage money for You Incorporated and you manage money for You Incorporated the way you manage money for you now, would you fire you? If the answer is yes, please don't pray and ask God for more money. Because you just self-confess that you're incompetent. If you would fire you, what do you think your heavenly Father's going to do? He's going to look at you and go, you are not ready, my son. My daughter, you are a fool. I'm not going to give you money and make you a big fool. Because when you get money, you get more to be more of what you already are. Have you noticed that? If you're mean and you get money, you are really mean. You ever meet those people? I've met them. You meet somebody who's a big giver. They love, they're generous, they're compassionate people. They got a big heart. They get money. You know what happens? They become a philanthropist. They give. They're always looking for opportunities to give. They found the secret to money. Those people did. Yeah, they understand how it really works. You get to be more of what you are as you get money. So you probably need to decide what you are in the process. But be managing the money well. Be diligent. The diligent prosper. You read the parable of the talents? Those that are faithful with the little things will be given more to manage. You ever heard that? Yeah, you've heard that your whole life, most of you. Then be faithful with the little things. Faithful with what you got. When you're sloppy with your $4, don't think you're going to get $8. This is not a hard formula. This is the stuff we talk about around here every day. And we have for 25 plus years, and it's helped millions of people because common sense is now so uncommon that it is now marketable. And we make a pretty good living selling it, I'll just tell you. But we're here to help. That's what we do. We're going to answer your questions, walk with you, encourage you. We're going to tell you the truth. When something's stupid, we're going to tell you it's stupid. When it's weird, we're going to tell you it's weird. If you're acting crazy, we're going to tell you. You ever notice crazy people, nobody ever tells them they're crazy? It's a refreshing thing when it occurs. So, we had a guy stop in here at the lobby one day. He was just loopy. I mean, he's just really mentally ill. It was really sad. But he was doing all kinds of stuff. He was telling everybody he was Jesus, and he had 2 eyes in the center of his head and everything else. And we're like, dude, don't tell people that. That's just crazy. He said, it is kind of crazy, isn't it? I said, yeah, it's crazy. You don't need to tell people that. Nobody says that to crazy people, do they? Just tell them, we love you here. We're going to help you. We want to help you be better, get better. Even if you're already excellent, we want you to be even better. We want to take you to a better place. It's what we do here. So we're glad you're listening. We're glad you're hanging out with us. But here's the thing. Normal in America is broke. 78% of Americans have too much month left at the end of the money. They spend everything they make and then some every month. That's 8 out of 10 houses on your street are broke. You ever drive down a middle-class street and they got upper-class cars in the driveway? Tells you there's a problem. You can just count the payments is what you're doing. You ever drive down a upper-class street and notice the middle-class cars in the driveway? I was with a billionaire the other day. That's 1,000 million. That's a lot. He's driving a 20-year-old Mercedes. It looked like crap. I'm like, dude, you need to get a car. Really, you got $1 billion. This is freaking pitiful. I like my car, Dave. Don't give me a hard time. Don't give me peer pressure. You're Dave Ramsey. Dude, you got $1 billion. Get you a car. This thing's awful. But one of the ways he got $1 billion, he didn't care what you think. He didn't care what I think either, by the way. He's not going to buy a car. But you ever notice that middle-class people drive upper-class cars and they wonder why they're broke? Upper-class people drive lower-class cars and they know why they're not middle class anymore. Interesting world we live in. We're here to help you. You jump in and we'll talk.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show.
Let's go straight to the phone lines and talk to Sarah, who's in Greenville, South Carolina. Hey Sarah, what's going on?
Hi. I'm trying to determine if we are going to have to go on WIC, which is the Children's Government Help.
Uh-huh.
I've cut everything I can possibly cut from our budget, but our grocery bill, even though I buy only what we need, is just, with inflation, we're just having to dip into our savings, and it's getting a little low.
Okay. Tell me more. What's in your savings? What's your... Oh, go ahead.
I was just calling to see if there's any other suggestions.
Probably. Let's dig deeper. So you said you're digging into your savings. So how much do you have in your savings?
At this point, we're down to $5,000.
Okay, so we've got $5,000 saved. Do you have a debt? I'm guessing yes.
We have our house and one car.
Okay, what do you owe on the one car?
$11,000.
Okay, $11,000 on that car. And is it your only car, or do you have 2 vehicles?
We have 2. The other one's paid off.
Okay, great.
What's your annual income?
36 before taxes.
Okay. Oh, well, there's our problem. Annual income 36. There's 2 of you. Who's working and who's not?
My husband works full time. I stay home with our 2 sons.
Okay. How old are the 2 sons?
2 and 2 months.
Okay. So there's no daycare. You're the daycare.
Yes.
Okay. 2 and 2 months. Okay. And are you doing anything to bring in additional? I mean, obviously you're contributing big time to the household. Are you doing anything financially?
We've looked at some options, but I am not a born salesperson.
Sure.
So selling from my house is not really a good option.
What about like customer service? Something you could do in the evening on the phone?
I've kind of looked at it briefly, but I haven't really delved into it too much.
Okay.
I've never done anything like that with my, I've never done that. So.
And just to get cleared, I'm asking lots of questions because I want to see the situation. Your husband, does he work like crazy hours, or is he kind of like 9 to 5?
At the moment, he works from 7 to 3:30.
Okay.
And then we're also a military family, so he's gone with that as well.
Okay. And how often is he gone?
At least once a month.
For how long?
A weekend.
Okay.
If he has to do more training, then it could be up to a month.
Okay. I'm just trying to get a picture of the situation. My first thought is like, okay, you guys' income is super low. And when I see a super low income, my first thought is, how can we get it higher? So is he capped off in any way? I mean, he's in the military. Is he able to go out and do more work? I see a place for you to do more work based off the schedule and kind of what you laid out. But I'm also wondering about your husband.
Right now, he's trying to get a promotion to a different position within the company he works for. If he does that, then we'll be set. If he doesn't get it, then we just can't sustain this.
What does set mean?
I'm just trying to figure out. He would go from 36 to about 90.
90. Okay, yeah, that's a nice jump.
That's quite the promotion.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a different job entirely, but it's within the same department. But we won't really know anything if he's going to get that job until either March or April.
What I feel is that you guys are kind of waiting. What I feel is that
we're kind of waiting. We're trying to figure out what to do, but I'm also trying to figure out how to not have no money.
Right, but
and get to a point. If he doesn't get the job, I don't want to be just completely strapped.
I see, based on what you laid out, a house that's on fire. Like the flames they're kissing the roof. Like it's on there. But when I asked about the urgency of earning income, I didn't sense the urgency. It's kind of like, oh, I looked in something, but I'm not a salesperson. And he has this, but that. And in a situation like this, if I'm being truly honest, Sarah, like you guys don't have the ability to sit on your hands whatsoever. Like when you're in this situation, it's like any job's a good job. Any job's a good job until I get the job, right? And I think that's what you're going to have to embrace is you're in a situation where you're not earning enough to, when I say you're, I mean you and your husband collectively are not earning enough to support your family. Thank goodness you've got this $5,000 there. But like you said, to your point, you're going to keep burning through that if we don't today decide I'm going to get a job. Like I'm going to get a job until I get the job. And for you, that's why I'm asking. I'm like, okay, he's not working crazy. If he's home at 3:30, boy,
he's going right back.
He's going back
work.
right
Kiss
back
the
out.
kids and go back out.
Or you're going out. Somebody's going to work.
He's coming back home, and then he's doing military stuff.
That's unpaid.
Okay, then you're going to work.
No,
when the kids go to sleep.
Is he getting paid overtime?
No.
So he's making 36 grand working over 40 hours a week?
When he gets home, he's doing military stuff, and that's...
Listen, something about this has to shake loose. Something about this has to shake loose.
What's left on this car loan?
11.
I think this car can go. Do you guys need 2 cars right now?
Yes, because when he's gone, I would be without transportation.
To like a doctor's appointment, grocery store, can you go out once he's home?
Well, like when he's gone, because
can we sell it and downgrade to a 5,000 car?
Wait a minute. Sorry, I'm getting frustrated. Here's where we're at. Whatever you look for, you'll find. All right, Sarah. And right now, I don't think you want to find the solution. I think you want to go on WIC, and I think you want that to be the solution. And it doesn't matter what George or I says. For you, what we're hearing back right now is, no, that won't work, and I can't do that because of this, and nope, can't do that. Listen, then stay in debt, right? If you don't want to take any of the advice, then the option is I stay in debt and I go on WIC. You have to look at both sides of this equation, or you can embrace doing something very unconventional for you, very different, very outside your norm, very outside your comfort zone, and then you get to where you truly want to go, which is out of a stressful place with money, out of borrowing from your savings every single month in order to make ends meet. But you have to be willing to accept the solution. George and I can give solutions till we're blue in the face. But if you don't want to actually accept them and embrace the suck and actually go out and do it, then go on WIC. Obviously, if you call this show, we're going to give you advice. You're never going to call this show and us go, oh, well, there's nothing you can do. We're never going to say that to you. We're never going to say your situation is hopeless. We're never going to tell you there's nothing that you can do and, well, just depend on the government. You're never, ever going to get that answer from us. So don't be surprised when what we tell you to do sounds a lot like work. It's going to sound a lot like you getting out of your comfort zone. It's going to sound a lot like you embracing a different philosophy, possibly surrounding your life and your money. And listen, get excited about that because the option is staying the way you were. And so it leads me, George, to an observation that I've made, and you can see if sometimes you fall into this camp if you're listening, but sometimes people would rather be right than happy.
Oh, well, I always want to, this is what I secretly want to ask the caller. Are you looking for confirmation or do you actually want help?
She wants to be right that I shouldn't say this. Some callers want to be right that there's no way out. There's nothing to do. Then be happy and embrace the fact that we're giving you an answer that's going to lead you to peacefulness, more happiness, less stress. But if you'd rather be right that there's no way out, then be right.
Well, it's like that friend who likes to vent and complain to you. And I think the healthy thing to ask that friend before they start on one of their rants is go, do you want me to just listen or do you want solutions?
Hey,
and if you just want me to listen, you vent, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
We can waste some time. But if you're looking for solutions, I'll give them to you if you're actually wanting that.
Yeah.
So I think that happens with callers a lot. And when I know they're not going to take the advice, Jade, here's when I call it getting wailed because they go, well, and I go, oh, whatever's on the other side of that, well, is going to be a justification, an excuse of why they can't. And what happened, what riled you up is that we just kept hitting wall after wall after wall. And I'm like, these are things that you and I have both done. It's not even hypothetical. When we didn't have enough money, we just went and got more jobs.
That's right. And I think something, we can kind of hear it in your calls. I love the book. It's called Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. And it's about negotiating. But he talks about this concept that takes place when you're negotiating with somebody where they move from just saying, yes, I know, to that's right. And what happens is a lot of times we have folks call on the show and they're kind of used to our principles and maybe somewhere in their head they're like, yeah, that's right, I probably should live on, yes, I should live on less than I make, or yeah, I should budget, or yeah, there might be a way for me to do better in this situation. But when you mentally move to the point of that is right, not just me agreeing and going, yes, but when you go, that's right, I do need to get a job. Yeah, that's right, I can make a better use of my time. That's right, I am being a little bit lazy. That is right. That's when you start to see that mental shift in.
That's huge.
Because you're accepting that this is the right way to go forward and it's an accurate depiction of what's going on as opposed to you just going, yeah. Because that's basically, it's basically the same thing, George.
Well, a lot of people, Jade, on these calls, they'll paint themselves into a corner and they'll go, well, I have two crappy options. It's either I withdraw from my 401k or I stay in debt forever or I move the debt around. I'm going, there's option C and D and E and F, but they have a limited vocabulary. They only know the two letters of the alphabet. There's A and B. And so we can't see it like that. There's so many more options out there, but you got to be willing.
Yeah.
Got to be willing to amputate the Tahoe, as Dave has said, for 30 years and sell the car and get the second job and maybe move to a cheaper area or downgrade in house or sell the house. Or maybe you go to work and put the kids in daycare because you can make more money doing that.
Listen,
even if it's not ideal.
It's almost like, you go to the doctor for your checkup, right? And they're like, listen, your triglycerides are high, your cholesterol is high. If you don't change your diet, you're putting yourself at risk for a heart attack or stroke. And in the moment, you're like, and they're telling you all these things that you can do to lower your cholesterol, to lower your, to make yourself a healthier person. But in your mind, you're going, oh, man, if I have to give up red meat, or man, if I have to pull back on the salt intake, and you're looking at all the negatives and how it's going to feel in a moment if you have to make those adjustments. And most of us, we just go away and go in the moment in the doctor's office, we're going, yeah, I know, I need to do this. But it's not until we hit that moment, you have that health scare, you have that moment that you're like, oh my gosh, he was right. That's right. I do need to make these changes. And so it's almost like, George, sometimes people really do have to hit that rock bottom moment, or we call it here that I've had it moment, that it's like, listen,
Jay just wants to call me back when you're ready.
Call me back when you're ready.
Really ready to change and sacrifice.
When you hit rock bottom. Ooh, so good, George.
Good stuff.
And let me just say, because I just want to say this, if we ever take some time and really come back and talk about a situation, or we had to give her a little bit of tough love there. We love you guys. Like we truly care about you. I'm never gonna, deliver the paddle just out of fun. It's truly, I want you to get this. Like, I don't want her to go on WIC. I want her to get control of her money and be able to look back on this moment and go, like, that was the catalyst. That was the moment that changed everything. And I want her to come back here and be on the debt-free stage. Like, all of us just simply want the best for you. We want you to have a stress-free life with your money. We want you to be able to live and give like no one else. We want you to be able to experience the same peace that we experienced from walking through the baby steps and changing our whole perspective and how we view money. We want you to experience that. So that's what the show is all about. Don't ever get it twisted and think, well, they're just being mean or they're just yelling at her. It's never that. And I hope that you can see that in our heart and the way that comes across.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.